Start streaming, start recording. Come on, baby. There we go. Copy link. Let's get this off the screen over here. All right, we're going light today. NVIDIA is one of the biggest movers in the market today. I'm kind of looking for the reversal up here. So I'm only in one contract right now at 263, but I think that we could get a pretty nice drop back down to VWAP here if the market starts getting tired. So I'm looking at the SPY right here, looking like it could retest this 398.90. I don't really see too much strength at all. We're going to chop. Obviously, this is 398.20 up to 398.80. There's like no opportunities. I'm only in one contract here, but I really want to see this spike down. Let me cancel this real quick. I think that we could potentially break that 270 if we don't break down this uptrend. So that's exactly what I'm watching right now. Not too much going on. Like I said, I don't really want to trade until the FOMC meeting, but this could be like quick little, get us kick started, 100, $200 if this can really start to drop. So I kind of want to take a little stab at it. It is really strong on the upside. I'm also looking at Meta. Meta has like a nice opportunity as well for this daily chart. If you can take a look at this, the all-time high here, not all-time high, but what's most recent high is this 206 level. And starting to see some lower shadow, and then I have a 5-minute drawing. So 15-minute looks pretty weak. Looks like it's rejecting that top Bollinger Band, which I'm waiting for NVIDIA to do as well. But this could be a really nice bounce play here pretty soon. It looks like it's trying to crack below this, but the high of the day is at this 204 level, and I think that we could run above that 205.60. So this could be a really great dip buy on the opposite end here. I'm dabbling in NVIDIA, thinking that maybe I could get a pullback here if it doesn't continue up. NVIDIA is ridiculous. Look at this. This daily chart is insane. 108 to 2. This has just gone straight up. It's one of the most absurd things I've seen in a really long time. So this thing goes up every single day. I'm trying to see if I can get a little pullback on it, but it seems to be pretty strong. I don't know that I would follow this. It's just one contract. I'm waiting to see if it's even worth getting involved there. But if we can get a breakdown, that'd be cool. Meta, I'm looking for that reversal. It's kind of getting weak again. So I'd wait for these to slow down a little bit, and then maybe I would look for that retest of high of the day. It's usually what Meta's been doing. It's been a reoccurring theme. Big drop, and then all of a sudden it reverses all day long. It's happened a couple days in a row now. So big drop, reverse. Same thing over here too. Big drop, reverse, and then obviously just soared through the end of the day. So I would wait for Meta to slow down a little bit over here, and then I would look for some calls. ENPH, that's a great question. ENPH, I've been actually doing a lot of, I'm going to trade SPY today too as well, but I'm going to wait because the premiums are way too high. Hold on one second. NVIDIA starting to pull back a little bit, but ENPH, I want everybody to take a look at this stock real quick. 207 is where it's currently trading. If you look at this thing, this is one of the only stocks that has not been destroyed yet. Way back from COVID levels. So I don't usually trade ENPH. I used to all the time, but look at this. It was from 23 back in COVID all the way up to 339, and now they're starting to destroy this. I'm starting to think a little bit longer that this could actually be one of those stocks that gets destroyed way back down to 80 or 90. I know it's a great company. I know that ENPH has a mission, but I don't think that the valuation, if you look at its fundamentals and financials, its PE ratio is kind of is ridiculous. So I've been thinking about long-term leaps on the put side. I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been looking at these deep value ones, maybe like June 24 of next year, and holding some puts, maybe around this like $100 level. These spreads are ridiculous, 110, 120s, but this was at 123 at one point, and in the monies are 5,000. So, if you can scoop some of these up at like $200-$300, these could be worth quite a bit. So if I could buy 5 of these, it could turn like, I don't know, anywhere from $1,000 into 20 grand if this really gets down to the point that I think it's going to. So personally, I think that this is going to collapse, but I'm doing more research on it, and I'll let anybody know if I actually end up taking those. But I am looking for some long-term put options on that play. ENPH is not my favorite company in terms of valuation. Also, this is going to come down a little bit more. Usually on times that we break these trends, we usually go right through them, we'll retest them, and then boom, we'll come right back down. So maybe I'll take some puts on that. But NVIDIA is just way too strong, guys. I don't think that this is going to do anything for me. I'm going to just take out 270, so I made like $7 on that. Slowly making my way up today. We're up 18 bucks, but I really want to get involved on a big trade here. I'm saving a lot of my my large positions for after 2:30, so just trying to get feel for the market today. I'm not really looking for anything too crazy before 2:30, but I do see that Meta is going to probably come back down to this low around 201. So I might actually take that. ENPH, if rather than technicals, fundamental side looks crazy. I am going to be streaming at 2:30. Yeah. The fundamental side is actually so overvalued on ENPH. You got to look at the PE ratio. And so there's honestly so much on that. There's just the way that their net income versus their expenses. I just don't see how their valuation is that high. But the market is all sorts of out of whack with all this printing. And I also think that inflation might start to be hot with the amount of money that the Fed just printed to bail out the banks. So things are going to get pretty ugly. I'm not seeing a lot of opportunity here, guys. I did see Tesla just get smoked from that $200 level. Wednesdays are usually the best days. Wednesdays and Thursdays are the best days to trade in terms of premium. So I'm watching that. I'm also watching Chewy because Chewy was a good opportunity on the sell side, but they have earnings after the bell. So they're kind of getting hit. I wonder if there's like a little leak of information. But not sure. Okay, so here's the question is, do we take this short here at this trend line test? Let's see how much these 200s are for next week. Let's see if we want to buy like 10 of these. 200s are 241. Could be a pretty good opportunity. Let's see what we got. A little bit of a pullback. Most of the time on these downtrends, I hate to trade the middle. I feel like every time I live stream, I always try to take a middle trade now. But I feel like this downside could be really great for a pullback. These could be worth over 280. It would be about $45 a contract. I could stop myself out 40 bucks. Market seems a little strong, but these candlesticks look large, but look at this. 398.20, 398.70. So you got a 50-cent move on the SPY, and the contracts are so damn expensive. It's way better to wait till after 2:30. So don't force anything today unless you're playing individual stocks. NVIDIA is kind of having some trouble there, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of opportunity. I feel like this one has a lot of opportunity to the downside. We could spike down to this 201 and make about probably 60 bucks a contract here if it can start to fall. I might dabble into a little bit of this just to keep this fresh. Usually we reject, right? So if we're in an uptrend like this, you follow trend lines all the time, uptrend, downtrend. If you break through them, most of the time we like to retest it before we have another leg down. So I always buy on the retest of the downtrend for the put side instead of if I don't catch the top of the Bollinger Band. So I always go a lot lighter than I do up here. But we'll see. If it blows right through it, then I'll stop out. But I might put another one at like 235. I'll put a limit order. See if we can get close to that VWAP level, because usually we could spike up, retest, and then fall back down. But it looks like the market's kind of bullish off of this. So just being careful of this. But I am taking meta puts right now for the $200 level. It looks pretty weak on the daily chart. So if we zoom in, I know I got a lot drawn on here, but nice little rejection starting to form that shooting star candle. So we'll see if we can retest that 200. Seems to be holding up pretty well right now. So it stops me out. Just dabbling a little bit. Not too many big trades. The retest is a good strategy, but consistently buying at the crack of the downtrend, then it stops me out, then drops. Yeah, so usually I try to buy at the test of the downtrend or the uptrend, but that's not really my strategy either. My strategy is really puts at the Bollinger Bands, calls at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Just got me in on another one here, so got a little average. So it either if it goes above this VWAP line, I'll probably stop myself out. My average is 240, so I'll probably stop myself out down 40 bucks. Maybe even a little less in case it gets above the Bollinger Band here. So just 2 contracts. I'm not looking for anything crazy until after 2 o'clock, but the market is breaking out, which is why Meta is on its way back. So the trade idea went right through it. You always got to pay attention to the market because the market will move these stocks as well. So that's why it's always harder to play individuals rather than the market. But that puts me down $6 on the day. So I'm just dabbling. I'm waiting for a good trade here. Not really seeing too much. I would like to see this pull back. But the market is kind of pushing towards that $400 level, which means NVIDIA is probably going crazy again. Oh, it's not actually. This thing's starting to lose some steam. Could see a nice pullback to that 267 mark. I'm probably going to stay away. Meta's starting to see some strength here, but it's kind of right at that level that I'm looking for. So I'm down $10 a contract. I only have 2. No real size yet. Looks like it's trying to break out towards that high. About to stop me out of that. So I'll be down like $10 on the day, but I'm really looking for a good opportunity before this meeting. I want to be up a couple $100 before we actually see the results. I'm going to get stopped. That's annoying. But a lot of the times you do see that retest before a downtrend, but the market took it with it. So I'll stop out of that trade, but I don't really want to play the SPY. It's way too expensive right now. Just got stopped out of that trade. Down 19 on the day. I went from 18 to 19. So small losses, obviously. Got to. If you watch me, all I ever do is take small losses. You'll never see a big loss from me. Where do I want to go with this? I feel like the market has room up, which is annoying for Meta. But NVIDIA also is kind of losing steam up here too. Where do I want to go? I feel like Chewy has earnings, so there is a lot of momentum in that. Waste Management used to be a gold stock. Goldman Sachs, is there any opportunity in this? When Goldman Sachs is hot, this is a stock to buy because these premiums are always so well priced. Honestly, this could be a good opportunity to buy some for the long term, up to like 340 level. When Goldman Sachs goes, look, 289 all the way up to 389 in one run, 277 all the way up to 356, or even 337 all the way up to 378. So on big downturns like this, I know the banks are kind of like in trouble, but Goldman Sachs is way too big to fail. I think everybody knows that by now. But I think on the next pullback here, maybe around 311 or 307, I'm going to start positioning for a longer term call on Goldman Sachs. Even if it starts breaking towards a 323, I'm going to go with the momentum because this thing is a workhorse and it doesn't stop. When it gets going, it does not stop. I'm telling you, this is one of the best stocks to trade because the premiums are cheap and you can swing trade them and you don't even have to worry about it. So I would say it's a little risky to go into it right now, but I will keep this on watch. And I'm honestly going to set an alert around let's do 320, 323. Sounds like a good opportunity. At or above. So I'm going to set that alert. I'm going to keep Goldman Sachs on watch. Snow looks like a pretty decent opportunity for the upside later on too. But I think the only 2 stocks that I'm going to trade today are going to be SPY, SPX, and maybe NVIDIA if I can see any sort of downside for that. But this is kind of starting to look like it wants to go towards that high I was talking about. I would hate to buy in the middle of this, but it's starting to look bullish. And these Bollinger Bands are pointing straight up. It'd be kind of stupid of me to buy the calls on that side, but let's just at least take a look at how expensive they are. I feel like there's so much room up to that level. 207.50 is the calls that I would probably play. Oh, wait, what just happened? Oh, 207.5. They went from 150 to 180. Could go up well above 200. I know they're pretty cheap. Let me see these 205s. 205s are 268. These would pay a lot better. The only reason I'm looking at Meta is because of this daily chart. This looks like a lot of lines right here, but it's high over here that it rejected is this 205.70. And now it's kind of looking like it's starting to bounce a little bit. So I could draw this trend line here. Let's see if it tapped it or not. It did. It literally tapped right on that trend line. So I wish I would have known that before I took the puts. Oh, it went below it. Oh, no, it didn't. Down here. 200. So, I mean, it's probably going to be pretty stagnant. I feel like today is not going to be the biggest day in the world. But what's Dex saying? Damn, he's got a novel in here. I believe the Feds will raise rates by 0.25 at 2 p.m. I also think that we will see a quick drop and then a hard spike to 400 plus. The spike will happen because it's on track on what is expected. I agree raising rates is not good, but it is what Wall Street is expecting, so it will lead to a climb. After that, Jerome Powell will speak, which always leads to more climbing, but he will most likely state that the Feds will have to raise our rate target higher than 5% and continue the ongoing rate hikes. This is when the stock market should plummet back down around 3 p.m. In conclusion, my idea is a quick drop, spike, consolidate, spike, drop. That's wild. If he gets that right, that is he's a genius. But personally, I think we're dropping. I think we're dropping no matter what. We're seeing a climb right into the rate hike, which is never a good sign. So if we're squeezing before the actual announcement, and if we get above 400, I would not be surprised. Now, you can call me crazy here. Call me crazy, but I'm still looking at this gap fill that we did not fill yesterday. So about that 394 level, I think that we could tap that 400, start to reverse, and then I think that honestly, I'm not even counting out 390. I think that we could see a massive red candle, similar to this one. I think that we could spike up, similar to this, run up to this, I don't know, 401, maybe this top right here at 401.50. That's like max high for me. Unless we're squeezing, of course, unless he comes out and says something really good. But I'm thinking that maybe we could test this 400, maybe that 401.50 at the top, and then have a massive red candle back down to 394, if not that 390. So I'm pretty bearish overall with this rate hike because one, the Fed is the banks are collapsing. Two, the amount of money that we just printed is ridiculous. It's just going to cause inflation to spike up. We are so far pinned down in the economy, it's ridiculous. And I don't know if anybody saw the Ray Dalio video that I was talking about yesterday on the roundtable discussion, but if you watched that last night, you understand why I'm so bearish. I'm very close to thinking exactly what Alex Vaughn was thinking. It's going to get ugly at some point here. And holy shit, these 205 calls are going crazy. Meta's spiking up. I guess Meta is really going to start going for that level. Maybe we should hop on this momentum, guys. I think 205 here. We're probably going to test that 205 mark. I might set in some limit orders down here, get a little bit of a pullback. 280. I'm going to maybe enter in 3 here. The market is just pulling this right back up. So right trade idea right here for the reversal, but then had to stop myself out at the VWAP level. But it looks like the market's just pulling it right up. And I think that these contracts could go up to 340 easily. These will go well above 340. That's where the high was here. Obviously, theta decay will get involved. So at the high, they'll probably be like 325. But above that, it could be 350. So it could make $50 a contract here. Maybe I'll end up taking 10 of these contracts. Let me see. We got a lot of momentum to the upside. NVIDIA, also same thing. Kind of chopping around. Not going to take NVIDIA realistically. Looks like the run is over. QQQ. God damn, I missed that. Let's see. Right here. NVIDIA's high right here is at 313. If you guys see that all the way to the left, could see some more upside on the Qs. I feel like the QQQ is really expensive though, so let's see. Any thoughts on Tesla? Tesla's a different animal, and it's probably going above this 200. But I don't know. I could see Tesla starting to go up, but a lot of the times when you see Tesla spike down like that, it doesn't have a lot of strength. This one has it doesn't really go with the market as much. So you saw yesterday was a massive spike day, and the market really wasn't doing too much, but this was just up all day long. The market did go up yesterday, but it wasn't like an all-day spike. There was a lot of pullbacks that Tesla didn't react to. And usually if Tesla's not reacting with the market right now, it's not always the best sign. So you could take these calls for the 200 level. Might be a nice opportunity. Let me take a look at them. Actually, that actually doesn't look too bad. If everything else is going, Tesla's just going to lag behind, but they're expensive. You're only going to make maybe $80 a contract, which is great, but on a $350 premium, I don't know if that's worth it to me. That's not worth it to me. You guys maybe take it, but if you're going to look for the call side, I would wait for this VWAP bounce, which is right around now, maybe one more red candle, and then you could see that spike. But the market, keep in mind, is around that $400 level, and that's a very psychological level. So if it rejects that 400, I don't know that I would take that. But I am in NVIDIA. I am looking at Meta. Damn, missed out on this one. Big time, huh? 220, this could have been a real nice reversal. What a big-ass move. This is going right to that 205 mark. Where is it? There she is. It's around 206. You don't really see that very often. I guess it did just tap three times low of the day. So triple bottom over here. Yeah, I know. SPY's going crazy. SPY's nuts. I think that we have to be careful around that 400 level. I think we'll start to see some weakness right there. The QQQ is a better opportunity to me, just because there's a lot of room up to this 314 level. So how much are those? 314s are 155 for today. Those are really expensive premiums, just so everybody knows. 314s over here are 200. I might look at these on the Qs. A lot of liquidity. Could see a pullback down here. Would love to get them around like 180. We'll see what happens. It's way overextended out of this Bollinger Band. I never like to buy at that level, so I would wait a little bit. 15 minutes. Probably around this 311.20, maybe 311 flat. I would look for a little bit of a jump. I just want to see one more pullback down to like 311.20-ish, and then I would most likely enter these calls. Probably get them around 180-ish. Take 10 contracts, let it rip up to high of the day. Cash out $200, $300, $400. That's my game plan right now. That's what I'm going to stick to, just because I see that the Qs have a lot of bullish momentum on the daily and the weekly chart. So I want to see a little bit of a pullback here. Yeah, weekly has that potential test. I don't know if it's exactly at 314, but I would probably start taking profits around that 313 level. Daily chart still has a lot of room to run. This thing is so overextended, I can't wait for this to pull back. And then there's this 5-minute chart, obviously. So I'm going to wait for it to come back in this Bollinger Band. Hopefully it doesn't continue to squeeze, and we can get one more red candle, but good opportunities all around. There's two things I'm watching. Kind of NVIDIA. She is going. But I don't know about this Tesla play. So I'm going to stay away from Tesla. There's two things I want to talk about so nobody gets confused. It's going to be Meta at the high at 205 there. I think 204.50 is a really great test for Meta as well, if you can get a good entry point. And the QQQ up to 314. So I don't know if it'll go all the way to 314 since it's up $1.20 already. It could potentially do that. But if we're soaring this high, that makes me think that the rate hikes are going to crush the market. So be careful of that. Be careful of the SPY premiums, especially same day expirations. Qs I really like, but I want to get them around this 311.20 level. So I'm going to set an alert here. If it hits me, I'll take them. If it continues to go here, I'm not going to buy them this high. Just doesn't make any sense to buy at the top. Usually this is a green signal to keep going, but I want to see one more red spike down. There we go. I'd like one more red candle. One more nice spike down to that 311.20-ish mark. I would take it. Let's look at the 15 real quick. Yeah, right around that VWAP, or not VWAP, right around that Bollinger Band bounce is what I'm looking for. Under 190s would be cool. SPY 398.20. Looking at this bounce over here on the SPY, same with the Qs. Just want to make sure that we're getting this and not catching the free fall. We're back within this Bollinger Band here, so now we got to let it expand. I'm going to try and get a starter position at 190. Getting weaker. Another one at 185 probably if we can. Doesn't want us to win. I just don't want to get caught within a really big drop down because I think that we could see this 311 still before I jump up. There could be 3 red candles in a row here. And at that point, I would probably take... There's not a lot of volume on this drop down, so that's not a good sign. Looking at this time in sales, it looks like there's some buyers at that 311.37 level. This is a bull flag, so got to pay attention to that. But I am waiting for this 311 drop. Yeah. I'm taking a QQQ. I'm looking for a QQQ 314 expiration for tomorrow expiration. I think that we're pushing that down 311.34, 311.32. I want to see one more spike down. This is way too overbought in my opinion. I have a limit order at 185. I canceled the 190 if you didn't see that. So I'm waiting for a little bit lower. And then we could see potentially a spike up here. Just playing the bull flag. What is the main deposit to trade options on Thinkorswim? Do you know? Minimum deposits to trade options? I don't think there is a minimum. If there is, it might be like 1,000. Actually, it's not 1,000. You can, as long as you get approved for options trading, you can literally upload any kind of money you want. You could upload $50 if you want, and play, SPY same day expirations with like an hour left, and you can purchase them. You just have to apply for an account. When you apply, make sure make sure that you say that you are not a professional, but basically an expert. So if you want to get approved for all types of options trading, you basically have to say that you have a lot of experience. And that's the only way that you'll get your account approved to do, cover calls, selling cash secured puts, buying options with no collateral on the opposite end. So don't be an expert, but make sure that you say that you have experience so they approve your account, and then you can learn from there. There's also a paper trading. If you hit this on demand button right here, it'll take you to fake money. I think they give you like $100,000 or $200,000 in fake money, and you can trade like that. But it is delayed, but it is good for you. Which level would you say it is on SPY? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Damn, this is slow as hell. Keep Meta on watch still. There's a downtrend over here. Maybe wait for a little bit. It's kind of volatile. I don't know if this is the best opportunity, but the Bollinger Band is still upward trending. So honestly, if I can see another spike down towards this VWAP, maybe I will end up taking that. That might be a better trade than the QQQ here. Oh, SPY on support. SPY's over here to the right. My support level on SPY would be 399.28, but it is chopping around, so that's why I haven't taken anything yet. This might be the green candle for the bull flag breakout. I might have to just buy 10 of these and catch the momentum. Let's see. When you buy 10 of these contracts, you always got to make sure that you have your stop loss. I always do like $125 max loss when I buy 10 like this. So just keep that in mind. If I do this, it might be fast. So I'm going to talk through it before. If I go in with the momentum, if it starts breaking out here, I will buy 10. And I'll set my stop loss at like 1 and whatever, 86, 87, wherever I get it right away. Just so if it does destroy me, it'll be only $120 when I'm risking 2,000. So You could risk a lot of money in trading. You can make a lot of money in trading, but if you don't have the risk management to the downside, like I said yesterday, I could lose 10 trades in a row, but my stops are so small that it'll only take me one trade to be on the right side to make myself a profitable trader. This bull flag's looking mean. Let me show you what a bull flag looks like, just in case nobody knows. What I'm looking for right now is a bull flag breakout. So this is, where is she? Where are you? Bull flag? I don't see it. I swear I just had a bull flag in here somewhere. I mean, this isn't the best showing of one. I guess I should probably switch this. Bull flag. Right here. Usually it's a spike up and then you see like 2 or 3 red candles down, then a breakout. It's not the best representation. I should probably do a better one than that, but usually see a flag like this. It just looks like the Mario flag is what it looks like. So if I draw, this trend like this, it's a bull flag. So it's kind of the cuts of one. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm also going to get rid of this. I'm just going to buy them when I'm ready. So this is kind of the flag that I'm looking for. Usually on a big breakout like this, that's a lot of volume. You'll see a breakout. The volume is just not there. It's completely dying out. So this could be a bogus position, but I am still looking for it on the Qs. Would love to buy them at this 311 mark. But like I said, this is going to be a very choppy day until 130. I just want to get some gains. I think I'm down 19 bucks right now. So I've taken 2 small trades. Stopped out of 1. And I think this is going to go. But it's still only at 191. Damn. Even that jump up only paid $2. Yeah, guys, this is not a... I don't think I'm going to trade the SPY or the QQQ. Oh, that was not even the SPY. I don't know. This just doesn't look good to me. I think that the SPY bull flag looks good, but I don't think it has much more room into it. It could go up to that 400 level and get spiked down. I'm just a little bit nervous for a lot of these trades. I don't see any formations on anything. Maybe Meta, but I don't know. I'm just a little bit hesitant before this 230 meeting. I know afterwards we're going to get a lot better movements. That's where I'm really trying to trade most of the time. That's why my size is so small today. Literally, I've been buying like 1 to 2 contracts, but the goal, as it is every day, is around that $500 to $1,000 mark. I ended up making like, I had to stop out yesterday, but I ended up only making like $230 yesterday by the end of the day. My plan on today's meeting is definitely wait. I'm going to be really patient because I personally think that we're going to see a massive spike down. Like I think that we'll end up at either 394 or 390 today. That's my goal, especially since we're running right now. And if we can get up to that 400 to 401 mark, that's my goal or my sign to just get completely out of calls and focus on the downside because we'd be way overextended heading into a really important meeting. And I just don't see how we can continue to rally after everything that's happened, especially all the money they just printed with the rate hike that they're going to announce today. Even if it's pausing, they're pivoting, and I think that that's a bad thing. I know everybody thinks that no more rate hikes is a good thing, but if you look in the history of how the market reacts from the Federal Reserve pivoting over the last like 25 decades, which is way too many years, but you know what I mean. There's so many times you see them alter their plan, the market tanks. So I assume that if they announce a 0 rate hike, we would see an initial pop. But I think that people are kind of prepared to push this back down because that just kind of shows you that something broke. Something is completely broken, which is never a good sign. I think that the SPY is still forming that bull flag as well. So we could push to that 400 level. But even if it goes, look at this. They're stuck between 20 cents. These are not going to pay on options whatsoever. The only one I'm really paying attention to now is going to be this Meta play because I think that this could pay. And I'm kind of getting sick of watching paint dry in the Qs. So I'm gonna axe that idea of QQQ and only focus on meta because I think it could run to that 205 mark. I might play with these 207.50s. So this is a possibility for me for it to show some love over here. Starting to form a little base. Could see a potential run. I don't like that it's kind of in the middle right here, but has not hit this high of the day yet. 204. Could maybe get a pullback. It's at 185. I might take a couple. On this pullback here. I know it looks pretty weak, but I'll wait for this VWAP tap at 203. Maybe we'll get a pretty good price at 179. It's going to go below this line, so just waiting. Most likely going to take this VWAP touch. It's just kind of crazy to me that it's just bouncing all over the place. Market's starting to get weaker here. I don't think it's going to tap that 400, and if it does, I'm going to buy SPX puts for like 3940 expiration or 3940 strikes and hold them all day. Those could be an easy like $2,000, $3,000 a piece if we get down to that level. So especially if we spike down to that 290. All right, so I'm watching meta get a lot weaker here. It's still expanding. I think that we still tap that high of the day, and that daily chart has that 206 level. So I think there's a lot of room up. I'm just gonna take this spike down. Try to get a little dip by here at that VWAP level to 175, 174. SPX forming a bull flag there. SPX puts is the SPY, just like 10x leveraged. So you can make a ton of money off of them. I just bought one. I'm going to scale into this meta play just in case we can get a bounce at this VWAP level. Like I said, I'm going to keep it very small today, so don't expect massive moves until 230. So that's why there's not massive size. Just trying to dabble to get a feel for the market. Getting weaker here. See if we can get one more spike down. Damn, that's a pretty big red candle. I'm going to grab one more at 170. See if we can grab it here. Lots of sellers there. Trying to get one at 170. It's not really filling me though. I guess maybe I bought the bottom. I'm trying to get 3 more. It's not working. Market is pulling back here, so be careful. Could see some weakness. Realistically, we should be testing this uptrend again, so I'm not going to go a decent sized position until we get to that point. Could make a quick little scalp, make a couple $100, and that's going to be it. Yeah, I know. Contracts are juiced like crazy. That's why I'm only buying like 1 to 2 at a time. Most of my trades are going to come after that 1:30 announcement or 2 o'clock announcement. So I'm just dabbling for now. Trying to go a little bit green, but as of right now, I'm down like $20, which is absolutely nothing. But if I can get a quick 10 contract scalp here, 5 contract scalp, make like $300-400, I'll be happy going into the Fed meeting to make a couple grand today. That is the goal. I think that we see one more drop down here. I'll be able to get filled at 170, which would be nice. Potentially. Meta just has a mind of its own. I've been watching this thing for quite a while, ever since I started playing that weekly breakout right here. And it just kind of chops all day long. I think I'm going to axe this off my watch list here pretty soon altogether. Most of the time I like to watch Tesla, Nvidia, SPY, and SPX. Those are the 4 stocks I really trade, but Sometimes coin too. Coin is a great stock to sell contracts. You said you typically buy 10. Yeah, I usually buy 5 to 10 contracts just because I'm kind of a scalper. So if I can get 10 contracts at like a $1,700 level and it runs up to 200, make 250 real quick, but keep my stop loss around 100, 125 bucks. That's kind of my game plan. All right, so we're dropping down a little bit longer. I'm assuming that we're going to retest this uptrend. So I'm in one at 175. Might try to get one more on a big spike down here. Maybe I'll go for 5 more, actually. Could see a nice little spike down before we see a nice little run up. I think that we'll still tap that high of the day if the market continues to go, but I'm not going to force anything today. I feel like there's way too much chop. The premiums are juiced. And that's really kind of it. I do have a very fat position in Ethereum, and I've been loving this spike. My target sell is around this 2,700, so about $900 more to go, and I will be out of my position for a while, and I'll scale back in. But I scooped up a ton of these around 1,100, so everything's looking real good right now. My target sell is this 27. Just off of this gap fill is the only reason. But back to Meta. 5 minutes. Are we testing that trend line? We are. All right, cool. So this is a better entry if anybody's looking to get involved in these. I am looking to get involved. I'm going to try to buy one here at 163. I might try to get up to 10 of these contracts. I got to pay attention to this market, though, because if the market continues to collapse, then that's an issue. But I am looking for a turnaround on Meta off of this trend line. If it breaks below it, I will be out, and I'll go down like 70 bucks before the meeting, but that's going to be absolutely nothing. I can make that back in 30 seconds with the SPX. So I am going to play Meta, try to be patient. These do expire Friday, so we have 2 days. Theta is not going to get to us too much, and I'm just looking for a bounce at this level. Similar to one of these, could pocket like $30, $40 a contract, make a little bit amount of money, and then get ready set for the for the meeting. Average is 169, as you can see. I only have 2. Still waiting for that test, though. Still think there's weakness. You still see weakness. You can tell by the time and sales data. If we get 25 basis points or 50 basis points, would it make sense to get Friday puts contracts? It seems when we had bad FOMC for the market, it continues next 2 days. I mean, it makes sense for sure. I think that I'm bearish. I personally think that we're going to see 390 today. At a max pain level, and at the very minimal, I think we see 394. So I'm biased, but I'm still going to play the momentum. So if we start shooting up, I will go with the momentum. But if we shoot up at the first point, remember that every time that the FOMC says something, the first spike is kind of a fake out. So you're going to see a massive run or a massive drop. And usually it's kind of the opposite. So if I see a massive spike, I'm all in on puts, especially if it's like a 0.5 basis point hike, 0.25. I really don't think that any one of these is a good opportunity. I think 0.25, the banking system is already broke. So we can't see the options chart, just a heads up. You can't. I think it might be this computer that I'm using because I'm in New York right now. I was in Florida. I'll be back in Florida in like 2 weeks. So maybe that's the issue with the stream. But usually you can see the options chain that I'm trading down below. I don't know why you can't right now. But if I make this smaller, I can see half of the options chart. If I make this smaller, does that throw you guys off? Like, can you see this? Can you see that better? Or no? Can you see the whole options chart now? This is going to be annoying for me, but... Can you see it all now? That is better. All right, this is going to suck, but all right, I'm going to do it anyway. I think it's this computer. I might have to buy a computer while I'm up here for 2 weeks, but we're right at this level. If we break below this, I'm going to stop out. I only have 2 contracts. My average is 169. I think at this point I need to buy one more or a couple more here. So my average is at 169. I think that if I buy 5 of these and I have a $10 stop, I would be down about $80 on the day, which is still nothing. But I would look for that bounce. It is trying to sell off pretty nicely here, so I'm looking for this trend line bounce. If you want to play this trend line bounce, I think it's a good opportunity. I do see some weakness, 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 no volume, so be careful. I do think a new high on SPY with a push. I think that we could test that 400, so I think that this could potentially go with it, but it's going to react weird just because of the FOMC meeting, so just be careful. Don't risk a lot. I would not be risking too much. The premiums are ridiculous, and the theta is super high. Same with the IV percentage, so contracts are going to shred a lot faster than they usually do, which is exactly why you only see me buying 2 to 3 contracts, when in reality, I like to buy 5 to 10 to 20. I haven't really done that too much recently because I haven't seen a good opportunity other than the meta swing. I bought like 30 or 40 of those, I forget, but I guess if I'm going for this, I should go for it now. I was hoping to get a better fill, but slowly, this little test right here is going to tell me everything. If it rejects this, it might go below this trend line. And let me make sure that this is a perfect trend line so I don't get stopped out. To the right. I'm going to get rid of this. You connected some dots from my head that a lot of people don't ever want to answer. TL, that's exactly what I'm here for, man. I did not know what the hell I was doing for so long, and then, I've lost money every which way trading, and now there's a reason I'm a consistently profitable trader, and I've been able to do this for 3 years on my own. So, when I was working on the New York Stock Exchange, it was a lot easier to see things than you can in just on this level, because you can see the whole layer of the book, like how many people are buying on the left side, how many people are buying on the right side. That's a large sell order right there. I don't like that whatsoever. But there's so many different ways to play the market, right? And the market is not a gambling game. It's a calculated risk game. So if you can take positions based off of charts and keep your risk management very small, you could lose 4 or 5 trades in a row, which sucks. It always sucks to get stopped out a bunch of times, but if you're keeping your losses that small and your gains, you can once you're right on the right side, you can basically wash 4 losses and go 1 for 5 and still be profitable. So just keep that in mind. It's really a risk management game and a calculated risk game more than anything. If you get stopped out, that's okay. Stop losses are your best friend. I'm also going to buy 1 more of these here. See if we can slowly get ourselves up to this. Is that 167? I'm not going to buy that. I'm down $2. I'm down $21 on the day, guys. Does anybody do you use level 2 or just time and sales? I don't use level 2. I use time and sales. I think that level 2 is just kind of noisy just from being on the floor and being able to see the whole book. And then level 2 doesn't really show anything, even the dark orders. Like it's just not useful for me, honestly. I do like to see this at like key significant levels because I can see a lot of pushes, but and a lot of sell blocks and buy blocks and all that type of stuff. But I really only need the volume, and my Bollinger Bands is really all I need. Are you in or out? Are you in on just half ready to scale in? I'm in 2 contracts at 169, which is nothing. I'm just looking for this meta call, 207.50 call. I'm not going to make a lot of money off this, so don't expect this to be a massive trade. But I would love to see this reversal to start going towards that 204 level, because they would be worth 210. 205, I could make about 40, 50 bucks a contract if it doesn't break down here, which it might break down and it would stop me out, but I'm only in on 2. And I think that my max loss would be about $80. I just grabbed 1.62. I might grab another one since it's right at that trend line. Looks like the SPX is bull flagging here. Same with the SPY. Could take meta here. It's not letting me in on another one though, which is annoying as shit. My average is 1.67, but I only have 3. I should buy like 5 or 10, but I feel like I might be throwing away money at this point. since it's so choppy. Yeah, here it comes down a little bit. I might go for one more. It's at 160. Probably down $12. Yeah, it just broke down. So I don't know. Here's that low of the day point. It's breaking down that uptrend right now, which is not a good sign. But this is the Bollinger Band, so I might hold on to this for a little bit longer. Maybe grab a couple more. 202.50. I feel like this test is a good chance for me to make this average come down 1.67. What am I down, like 30 bucks? Yeah, $29. I'd like to get one more if I can. I don't know why it's not filling me. I just got one more. My average is 1.64. It could come back down and retest this low, which kind of is a little scary. It's starting to form that M position that I hate. But it did break this trend line, so most of the time I would stop out here if I had 10 contracts, but I was just scaling in for this. I feel like this is still forming a bull flag, so I'm still in this for now, and they expire on Friday, so just going to be patient. Am I on 3 or 4? I have 4 contracts down 41 bucks. It's getting pretty ugly. I think that my max stop loss will be around this 144. Take about an $80 loss. Go into the Fed meeting down about 100. Or maybe I should continue to scale in, because this could be a triple bottom as well. Very shitty trading conditions, guys. But let's try to squeak out some money off of this. Starting to see a nice little lower shadow here. We could see a reversal play. It's been kind of on this downtrend for a minute, so could see some buyers step in here somewhere. Looks like we're starting to get that level back. Down 3% on the trade, 2% on the trade. I think that we could see a nice little reversal potentially if this holds up. If this comes back down to retest this, we might see this triple bottom. But my setup? Yeah, my setup is a 5-minute chart here. This is a 5-minute chart right now, but usually it's the 1-minute chart with the time and sales. And then I have the 15 down here, and then my options chart that I'm trading. So I can get in and out of my active trader real quick. And then this is my options chart, my watch list. So 5-minute, 1-minute, 15, and then whatever option I'm trading, I go to the options chain and send it over here. So that's what we're waiting for. I'm waiting for a little bit of a bounce. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I think I'm down like 3% on the trade, 4% on the trade. I'm down 48 bucks on the day. Massive loss day, guys. I'm just looking for a little bit of money in here. Looking for, I don't know, just a little bit of play money for the Federal Reserve meeting. So if I end up going super risky, I could have a small stop, and it would be basically with free money from the day. But as of right now, it looks like things are kind of pushing against me. So I could go down 100 bucks before the Fed meeting, but I'm going to keep it really light, really small. It looks like the SPY's pulling back, so Meta might go with it. I don't like the 1-minute chart at all being up here right now, so I'm going to go back to the 5-minute. But I do still see it sitting on this trend line. It's rejecting this. As long as it doesn't close below this trend line, I'm okay with that, which is why I bought a couple more down there. Down $11 on the trade, 15 bucks on the trade. I have 4 of these contracts. The question is, do I buy a couple more for the bounce? Market looks weak though, so I don't know if I like that. What is my average right now? My average is 164. It's at 160. So I'm down 15 bucks. If I want to go in on 10 contracts, this would be the time with a very small stop loss because it's right on that trend line. If it breaks down, then I'm going to lose on the trade. But if it goes my way, then it could be a decent payout. Nothing too crazy, probably like 200, 300 bucks. But might not be the worst option. I have no idea which way this is going. I just don't see it. There's no volume on this, so it might just chop. Would love to see a little bit of a bounce. Is anyone even playing this? Is anyone playing meta with me off this trend line? I'm down 1% on the trade, and I only have 4 contracts. So I might make it spicy and go 10 contracts here just to get some action going, but I don't really want to just throw away money like that. Yeah, I would wait till the meeting. This doesn't really seem like there's a lot of opportunity. I'm in, but on SPY. SPY looks pretty weak to me, but I feel like there's a decent chance that you could see a green candle here. Seems to be pretty faded off to me. I don't think that I'm going to make any money on this trade. Maybe $40, $50 if it goes my way, but I could get stopped out pretty quickly too. I'm going to keep my stop at 145 probably here. Lose $80. Not exciting whatsoever. None of this is exciting. I might put this at, what was the low? 154. Let me say one more thing. This hammer candle right here always shows me a good opportunity for the upside, but I don't think that there's enough volume. I think that that's going to be the issue. I think I'm up $1 on this, guys. Down $1. Hell of a trade today. This is why I don't ever really trade before, but I don't have anything else to do right now. I have a call at 12, but other than that, I'm good. So I'm just waiting for a little bit of action. I would love a little squeeze here, up a buck. It's crazy. There we go. Give me a little bit of action here. If I can see a volume spike and then we can push up here, that'd be really nice. But I'm only $5, 1% on the trade. You can tell why these premiums are so bad, guys. They're just, it's just not, there's just no juice. There's no volume. There's no nothing. If this reverses back down, I'll probably stop out 153. I'm going to do that exactly. Looks like it's going to fall back down. I'm going to do a reversal 144, lose $40 on the trade. Put my stop at 153, so I'd be down about $70 on the start. I can't watch this anymore, but still holding this. That's my stop. The market's pulling it back down, so the market stopped me out both ways. I'm going to get stopped here. So I'll be down $65 on the day, but I will get that back for the Fed meeting, and I should probably just stop watching paint dry because there's not going to be any movements today. And yeah, that's kind of it. Meta's not turning around, Nvidia's not doing anything, SPY's not doing anything, and Tesla not doing anything. So premiums go up before earnings as well. Yes, they always go up on earnings. So if you look at the options chain, you'll see. Let's just look at Chewy real quick. So I was watching Chewy all day. Options always go up. So if you look at this implied volatility percentage, they're 175%, which is ridiculous. The high, a high IV percentage is usually around 80%. You'll see Apple at like 40% or like 30% because it doesn't move too much. But stocks that have earnings, they will push up like crazy. So 173% means there's an implied move of a ridiculous amount. So they're implying that this contract's going to move 174% before you can make money. So these contracts have to move 300% for you to make money on the trade, or 200% for you to make even a little bit of money. But the theta is also 55, so you're going to lose $55 off this $200 just by holding it overnight. So it doesn't really make sense for earnings plays, which is why I sell these contracts when they're this inflated, because they just shred. Yeah. So my strategy usually, if I think that the market is going to go up, I don't really like to sell calls because I don't want to buy the shares, but I sell puts. So what did I do yesterday? Chewy on the daily chart, I had a support line right here. So a couple days ago, was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday right here. The Chewy bounced on this level. So I actually sold a put almost like at the perfect level here. and I sold the put and it bounced for me. So I took this premium and I sold it overnight. It was about $200 per put I sold, and I sold three of them. So I sold three contracts and I ended up collecting about $600, and it almost went to zero. It was about, they were worth about 40. So I think I ended up collecting like $440 or something like that just for holding them one night overnight. So you want the stock to also go up or sideways, but if it goes up for you when you sell puts, it's even better for you. Also, am I up? I'm up $1 on Meta. What happened? But selling puts is definitely the better way to go it's uh when it's bullish. So it's better. I always sell premiums if they're at a bottom of a channel. Yeah, this is gonna fall. But I sell premiums when it's at a bottom of a channel. It's way better that way. So have opportunity for it to run into earnings. So if it starts spiking up, I don't like to buy the calls because the premiums are so overinflated, similar to what's happening right now on Meta. Even though it's spiking up for me a little bit, I'm not making any money. So most likely going to get stopped out of this. I'm going to push that up to 1.40 just to get stopped out because I can't watch it. But down 24 on the day. I could probably just cash that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to because I'd rather see it somehow spike for me or lose $50. I'll take that risk to reward ratio anytime. So, but in the terms of selling options, I love selling coin. Coin is always overinflated because it's related to crypto. So look at this implied volatility percentage. It's nuts. There's like every day, 150%. And you get to collect $100 for holding it overnight. It's the best contract to sell ever. I actually have a lot of shares in this around like the 58 basis, so I'm doing well in the long-term portfolio. I put this in the long term, but I like to sell covered calls against it sometimes when crypto's weak. But as of late in a trading account, I really like to sell cash secured puts on the put side because, well, one, this thing has been going nuts, and whenever you see Bitcoin explode overnight, coin just goes. So this is just easy money to collect. I mean, that was from 51 all the way up to 83. You could sell contracts like this like crazy. And they don't even have to be the same week. You could sell 2 weeks out. I just got stopped out of Meta. Damn it. But anyways, you can sell these contracts. And let's say you think it's at the bottom of a channel. You could sell this and you could collect $675 and just hold it for a week or two. You know, that's easy money. You could do that for a week. You can collect half of this or $400 of this. You do that every week. 400 times 4 is $1,200 a month. It's a little extra pocket change. It's nice. SPY's also selling off. This meeting is going to be crazy, guys. It's gonna be nuts. I can't stress that enough. I'm down $72 going into it, and Meta has just been stealing money from me every single day. I'm gonna stick with the SPX. Fuck Meta. Sorry, excuse my language, but that thing has just been, ever since I made a bunch of money on the swing trade, it's just been trying to steal my money back from me. So I'm just gonna wait and not play. I'm not playing Meta anymore, I don't think. But there is opportunities there. I'm just gonna do something pretty crazy right now. Take that off the watch list. So see you later. SPY I'm looking at as well. Yeah, selling puts, you'll see a lot more profitability. But as of right now, I think I'm going to wait for the meeting because nothing is happening. I'm down $70. I'm just flushing cash down the toilet. I had a good day yesterday. I came back after being stopped out. So I'm going to do the same thing today, and hopefully we can make a good amount of money. I wanted to start off green, but that's all right. It's comeback city, baby. It's March Madness. So NVIDIA's not doing anything. Meta's gone off my watch list because she just keeps hurting me. And she's like a toxic ex. So I'm not going to let her steal my money back from me. I took a lot of money from Meta last week, but I'm not going to let her get it back. I'll actually just let me 151, 150, 62. Yeah, nothing's moving. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop back on here at about 145, talk it over, and then we're going to make some good moves on the SPX. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the SPX move, but holy shit, is it crazy. I'm still anticipating really quickly that everybody understands this. I think that we see an initial spike up to that 400, 401 level, and then I think we get absorbed back down to this 394 gap fill. And then if it's really weak, that 390. I think today is going to be a massive drop day. I am biased, so don't follow me if you think you're bullish. if you think the market goes up. But in the state of the economy and in all three scenarios, I do not see how we go up. So um, if I take these 394, 3940 SPX puts, I'll just show you how crazy that these pay real quick. Options chain, they will be same day. It's very risky. I will be playing these. If I lose max 300, 400 bucks, that's okay for me. But these 3940s are $570 a piece right now. By the time the announcement happens, these will probably be worth like 150, maybe 200 a pop. And then from there, the in the monies could be like $2,000, $3,000. So if this falls all the way back down to 3,900, these contracts, these 3940s will go from like 150, 200 to like 3,000 a piece. So that's my goal. That's what I'm looking for. Obviously, it's wishful thinking and it's hopeful thinking, but 3940s today, if I can get them at a really cheap price, around 100 or 200, I am going to throw the house on them. Probably not the house, but if I buy 10 of those, I could turn $2,000, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 if I hold. I always say I'm going to hold and I don't, but today I think I'm going to try. I'm going to try and hold these 3940s till the end of the day. After that, and 3940s, $1,500 to $2,000 could be worth around 20 to 30 grand. So let's see if we can have a day. This $70 I'm down right now. Let's pretend like it didn't happen. 72 bucks. And we're gonna rob the market when we get back. So pay attention. I'll be back at 1:30. Let's see if we can go crazy. It looks like these meta contracts. This is why I hate meta so much. Holy shit. This is why things are, God. They knew I had my stop loss. They had to have. It spiked down, hit my stop loss right at that 153. Then it ran right back up to 171. And now it's going to start going. Toxic X. Meta is literally a Toxic X. Crazy. And if this goes to high of the day, oh, man. All right. We're done. I'm going to go be mad off camera. But if you guys need me, let me know. Love you guys.